What's up everybody and welcome back to Outdoor Gear. My name's Aaron Bottoms and today we're going to be doing another knife review. Now we're not going after a Cutco or a buck knife like your grandpa had, and we're not going to go back to the Outdoor Edge quite yet to review those other ones they have. We're going to something that a lot of people probably see in their favorite Walmart. That is the Ozark 7-inch fixed blade. They have these out the wazoo at Walmart in different shapes and sizes and colors and all that crap. But are they really worth it? Ozark Trail has become a very popular brand in coolers and cast iron pans and knives, everything you can really think of that involves camping and hunting and stuff like that. They got it now. Why is that? Are they a piece of crap? Are they just super cheap? Or are they super affordable products that are actually going to work for you? Let's dig into this knife today and find out. Alright, so we're going to get right into it here. See if I need even a knife to get this knife out. Alright, get that package open here. There's our knife, and it comes with a little holster. So be very careful. I mean, it should be sharp. It's a fresh blade, and it's actually nice. I like the design of it. I like that it's a little bit thicker up here. It's not your standard thinner blade that goes all the way down. It goes into its little holster. It's a little wiggly, and it falls out. So right off the get-go, this holster here probably isn't going to be your best option. Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to clip onto your pants, but if you fall over, the knife comes out. And that's not particularly what we need in life. It feels awkward in the hand. You know, again, this is a cheap knife. So you can get your first fingers in here. For me, it's almost a little short. I don't have enough grip to get all my fingers in there, and so it's awkward. The material, you know, I thought it was maybe like some sort of real wood. It's not. It's all printed plastic on the outside here, so that may end up breaking off. So you got this whole tang that comes all the way through the back here, and that's great. That just means that it's one piece of metal. How strong is this metal? Not sure yet. We'll get into that. How strong is the tip? Remember when we had the Outdoor Gear knife, when we stabbed in the tree and wiggled a little bit, that tip broke, but we could change that one out. So yeah, this is probably going to be what you pay for kind of deal. It's nothing special. Again, it comes with just like that. I mean, you won't cut yourself if it's in there, but it's just going to plop right out. I don't really have too much more to say about this knife. I mean, it's either going to hold up or it's not going to hold up. But I personally like a knife that I can retract, or if it's not retractable, it at least has to stay inside the case. If you put this in the side of your truck door and you're driving down a bumpy road, I mean, it's going to wiggle out, and then you reach in the side, you're going to stab yourself. So that is might be not worth buying right off the get-go, but to each their own. This may be good for if you just want to, I don't know, keep it in your bag and keep it taped up. Maybe you can put a string around here and drill through and tie it on there. That way you're not losing it, or even have a strap on there that you can put, things like that. But I do like the actual way the blade is designed right here. It's short, it's stubby. Maybe it's just a personal preference, but I like it. So let's go outside. Let's put this thing through the ringer a little bit and see if we can do some damage to it maybe. All right, everybody, what we want to do is get our little bit of a baseline here, and I got our handy dandy knife and my holster, which I'll show you in a little bit, which is ridiculous. But we want to get a baseline. We'll take this cardboard and just cut through it and see how effortlessly it goes through, or how much effort I have to put in to cutting said cardboard. Alright, so as you see, it's not the sharpest of blades. I mean, yeah, it's not super sharp at all. However, I do have a little sharpener, which I put in this pocket. Just your standard sharpener here. If you know anything about them, you just sharpen like so. So we'll be using this to kind of sharpen this as we go along and see if we can get it even sharper, or if we can, you know, if it will sharpen per se. Some knives won't sharpen or get tore up when you use even a sharpener like this. So we'll see how it goes. All right, as you can see, my handy dandy holster right here, it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, it just holds the knife, or the front of the knife here. So if it comes out a little bit, it's kind of freaky. I'm gonna actually take it off because it's not really doing much. But let's see how the tip holds up into the tree itself. So far, so good. That's our old blade there in the tree. Coming out just fine. All right, so as you can see, the blade itself is actually not too damaged. Seems pretty straight still. Doesn't seem like there's any problems with it at all. And you can still read it. So that's a plus. I mean, the tip shouldn't break with just gentle pull like that. And we'll get a little bit more exaggerated here soon. So stick around for that. You think this one will be better than a throwing knife than the other one? Not so much. Don't know if it's a crowd favorite, but it is sure one of my favorite things to do, and it's smashing one of these things to the ground. Now we're gonna smash and take a step back at the same time to make sure we don't get our feet cut, but let's see how it holds up. Couple more. Did a little damage, all right. Oh yeah. And one for good measure. All right, well, that took a little bit of damage. We'll go through it more when we go inside, but damage to the front there, damage to the back in this plastic, but it held together. I mean, it's still one piece of metal, so that's a plus. Maybe we'll see if we can we'll sharpen it and see how it holds up to the cardboard. All right, let's sharpen this knife up a little bit and see how it does through the cardboard. I'd say it's about baseline, you know, to be expected. It's sharpened up a little bit. If I had a better knife sharpener, you could probably get this thing pretty sharp, but not too bad. Let's see what we can do to this thing to hurt it. All right, let's say we hammer this bad boy in and see how she does when we bend her. All right, let's just separate that, so let's adjust it a little bit. Get it in there. Apparently I got an old stump. Want to get rid of it anyway. All right, held up to that. Maybe we'll try a different stump. But another thing I wanted to try, we'll hammer on that, see what happens. Nothing. Found myself another stump. Let's see what this one does. It's in there now. Oh. This thing's taking some torque. Still one piece. That's actually kind of impressive. With everything said and done there, let's take one more look at this thing. Honestly, I'm kind of impressed, but let's look at our baseline. Let's just kind of, still cuts through the cardboard here. You know, this is after some real beating up on it, putting it in logs and sharpening. I mean, the outdoor edge had replaceable blades, so that was our takeaway. This one, you know, it's, can you sharpen it? Sure, you can sharpen it. We were sharpening it earlier, so if you get a knock in the blade or something like that, you know, which this one has little chips in it right here, but it still works. I mean, still can sharpen it. Would I skin a deer with this knife? No, absolutely not. It would get dull very quickly. However, I would maybe skin some ducks, a squirrel, something small. Could you skin a deer with this knife? Sure. I think you could make it work in your favor. And some things to note, I hit this handle with a hammer and there's relatively no damage of it like cracking. I was expecting to hit it and it would shatter, and none of that happened, and I'm very surprised. And when I, you know, was pushing it back and forth in that log piece, the one that, you know, wasn't rotten and didn't break away, she's straight, and I gave it to her, and she, you know, I felt it bend it back, and not a problem there. So again, it's doing its job in a way. I'm not saying it's the best knife on the market, but I'm saying that if you see one in the store and you need a knife in a jiff, this bad boy is actually a pretty good option. Like I had thought, this knife right here goes for $6. $6 for this knife. And I'm gonna tell you what, this knife is going in a bag, a blind bag or a camping bag. This little holster here, now this is junk. This is gonna be the downside to this knife, which is funny because I thought it might be this plastic handle or something like that. You know, it honestly, now that I'm used to it, you can get a decent grip on it. I'm not gonna say that you can get a great grip on it, but you can get on there where you're not gonna, it's not gonna just fall out of your hand if you get a little resistance. But you know, it's got a slicker feel to it. There's no grip on it at all. So another downside of if you're gonna be skinning something that maybe get a little blood, or if you're, you know, doing fish or something, if it gets slime on there, this thing is probably gonna come out of your hands. But this holster, I mean, it's doing better now. Maybe it just needs to be worn in. Maybe you need to push in further. But it's not in there snug, I can tell you that. She's coming right out. Just something to keep in mind. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get this knife. I'm saying if you need a knife, this is a decent knife. What I'm saying is, this isn't something you're going to keep on your side. This isn't something you're going to keep on your belt loop or on the side of your backpack, you know, straight up like that. This is something you're going to put in a designated pocket, fully knowing that this could come apart, and you're not going to reach in there very quickly with, you know, anything like that. But overall, good knife. So I recommend this product. Ozark Trails. You can get them at Walmart. I think you can get them on Amazon. We're going to bring more stuff of Ozark Trail on here because I really want to see what the brand is made of. I say that's great things just because you hear so much good things about Ozark Trail. You hear so many things about how they're bringing great products out there. The coolers, the cups, the knives, the tents, the skillets, everything. They got it now, and they knocked it out of the park with this little knife. I'm very surprised. So, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was some sort of useful information. If you want a pocket knife, go get that Ozark Trail. Probably not over the outdoor edge. That one I still recommend over top of this one. But for $6, it's going to work in a pinch, and I think you will like it. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below what you would like to see so we can get it for you and get it reviewed.